Why should you use Mixed in Key 11 Pro? There are so many options when it comes to investing your hard-earned cheddar into DJ software. One of those options is Mixed in Key 11 Pro, and I would say that it's worth your money. Mixed in Key 11 Pro is a whole new spin on the Mixed in Key experience. For those who don't know what Mixed in Key is, it's a key detection software. Before programs like Serato had built-in key detection, Mixed in Key was the go-to software for key detection. If I'm being honest, it is still the go-to software for key detection. Let's dive into the software and see why Mixed in Key 11 Pro is worth your hard-earned cheddar. The first and most obvious thing this program does is key detection.
Duh.
From my experiments, I found that Mixed in Key does, in fact, detect the key of songs. When you analyze music in the software, it'll provide you with the key, the tempo, and the energy level of the tracks you analyzed. But we aren't here to talk about Mixed in Key 11 Pro's key detection. We're here to talk about the all-new Pro mode. At the top of the program, you'll see a tab that says Pro. When you click it, it brings up a very familiar looking layout. It has two decks and a crossfader. Above the crossfader, you'll see two options. One says Mashups and one says DJ Mix. This is where you'll go to make mashup ideas or DJ mix ideas. Mixed in Key 11 Pro was developed to ease the pain of coming up with ideas for mashups or mixes. When you load a track in a deck 1, Mixed in Key 11 Pro will automatically load a track in a deck 2 that it thinks will work as either a mashup or a mix song based on BPM, key, and energy. From there, all you have to do is use either one of the two decks to play the music so you can test your mashup or mix idea. One thing you'll notice under the area where you select mashup or mix is the ideas section. Mixed in Key won't just suggest one track as an idea. It'll go through your entire library and offer you tracks that it deems as compatible ideas. If you have a large library, this could be a problem. However, Mixed in Key thought of that and they included an idea filter. In the idea filter, you can sort by energy, BPM, or you can select a specific playlist to source the ideas from. Using the idea filter will help you pare down potential tracks and expedite the creative process.
Awesome.
Yes! One really cool feature in Mixed in Key 11 Pro is stems. If you've ever used stems, you'll feel right at home using them in Mixed in Key 11 Pro. The software lets you choose whether you want the acapella, instrumental, or the full track. This is particularly useful in mashup mode where you can actually hear how an acapella would sound over a different beat. As cool as that is though, Mixed in Key 11 Pro takes it one step further. So, what if you want to create a mashup, but the keys of the two songs are completely different? Well, Mixed in Key 11 Pro has you covered. You can change the key of a track in Pro mode and hear how your mashup will sound with compatible keys. This is super helpful, but it gets better. Not only can you test out a track using a different key, but Mixed in Key 11 Pro lets you export the track in full, the acapella, or the instrumental in the changed key.
Very nice.
That means you can make two harmonically incompatible songs compatible. Then all you have to do is export them to a DAW like DJ Studio and create your mashup. This is hands down the best feature of Pro mode. Mixed in Key 11 Pro does pack some other really cool features, like it'll automatically generate cue points for your track. In my testing, I found that it was really good at setting cues at the correct point of phrases in the song. Now, it's not perfect, but that's not a big deal. You have the ability to move the cue points so you can get them exactly where you want them. The best part about it is you can actually set all of your cue points and then export them to your DJ software as long as your DJ software is Tractor, Serato, or Rekordbox. Sorry, virtual DJ and DJ Pro users, you guys aren't exporting anything. There's also the ability to set loops on a track. So if you're making a mashup and you only want to loop a part of a song, you can test it. You have the option to set loops in 4-beat intervals, or you can set the loop from a cue point and it'll loop from that cue point to the next. There is no ability to export the loop though, so you're gonna have to manually make that in a DAW. To test your mashup or DJ mix idea, all you have to do is click on Test Mashup or Test DJ Mix. And Mixed in Key will start playing both tracks so you can hear them. You can also choose which cue point on each individual track you want to test. So you've tested tracks and finally found two that work. Now what? Well, for mashups, you click Save Mashups and it'll put it in your favorite mashups playlist. In that list, you'll see all of your mashup ideas, and to replay them, all you have to do is click on the idea and drag it into deck 1. This will populate each track in its respective deck, that way you can relive the awesomeness that is your mashup. For DJ mix ideas, you'll click on Save to Playlist. From there, you can choose to add those tracks to an existing playlist or create a brand new one. When you save a track to a playlist, the program will automatically move the track in Deck 2 to Deck 1 and populate an idea that it thinks will work with the song that is now in Deck 1. Just like in mashup mode, there's a playlist ideas section where you can go through the ideas that Mix the Key 11 Pro thinks will work with whatever song is in Deck 1. Once you have your mix idea all dialed in, all you have to do is open your DJ software and create a Creator playlist. Then, you drag the songs from Mix the Key 11 Pro into your DJ software and voila, you've got a Creator playlist that is ready to mix. So, I'm going to show you how to make a mashup in Mixed in Key 11 Pro. First, you click on the Pro tab, and it'll bring you into Pro mode where you have 2 decks and a crossfader. The very first thing you're going to want to do is find a song to drag into Deck 1. For this specific example, I've already made a playlist of possible tracks that I'd like to use called YouTube Test, and in that playlist, I found the one that I want to use, and it's Dev's Bass Down Low, and it's a Guaracha remix, so it sounds like this. Okay, so I like this, and I think I'm going to use it. What happens is, when I drag this song into Deck 1, as you'll see, another song populates in Deck 2. Now this is Mixed in Key saying, hey, I think this song will work because it matches in key, BPM, and energy. This is also a Guaracha edit, and I don't want to do a Guaracha edit again. To help me with that, Mixed in Key not only gives me one idea, but it gives me a whole bunch. In this case specifically, we have 52 different ideas. So all I need to do is click on this arrow right here, and another song will come up. This, I don't think, is a Guaracha edit. Let's give it a listen. I think this would work, but that's not the vibe I'm really going for. I don't want to dance edit necessarily. I want something I can vibe to. So let's keep going through ideas. Okay, this is an interesting one. This is Don't Kill My Vibe by Kendrick Lamar. Let's give it a listen if you're not familiar with it. Okay, I like the way that sounds. Very low-key and chill. It's a vibe. So what I want to do is hear the two songs together. And the way I do that is press Test Mashup. As you can tell, that sounds absolutely horrendous. However, Mixed in Key thought of that, and they included stems in this software. Now, these stems are different from other stems in software because they're ethically trained, and I'm not exactly too sure what that means, but I just know that means that they're supposed to be better. What I'm thinking in my head is I take this acapella from Bass Down Low, and then I'll go over to Don't Kill My Vibe and use the instrumental. So now that I have my 2 tracks, and I know exactly how I want them to mix, what instrumental and what acapella I'm using, I can go through and test cue points and see where I want to listen to hear how this mix could potentially sound. Okay, so what I think I want to do is I want to use this section right here and mix it with this section right here.
Wanna get with me? There's some things you gotta know.
The way you do that is you click on the cue point, so it plays from that cue point, and then you click Test Mashup.
Wanna get with me? There's some things you gotta know. I like my beats fast and my bass down low. Bass down low. Bass down low. I like my beats fast and my bass down low. Bass down low. Bass down low. I like my beats fast and my drop it to the floor, down low, down low, to the floor, beat fast and my bass down low.
I think it sounds really good, but the one thing I don't like is the second half of the acapella. It has some extra noises and stuff in there that I think just don't fit what we're going for with this particular mashup. So the way I can get around that is by setting a loop, which you can now do in Mixed in Key 11 Pro. So I'm going to click on loop, and right now it's giving me 16 beats. What I want to do is go down here and set it to Q.
Wanna get with me? There's some things you gotta know. I like my beats fast and my bass down low. Bass down low. Bass down low. I like my beats fast and my bass down low. Wanna get with me? There's
Okay, so I love the way that sounds, and I think this is a mashup that I actually want to make. So how do I do that? Well, all you have to do is export your tracks, and Mixed in Key does allow you to do that by clicking on export. Once it loads all the tracks here, you have the option to copy to your clipboard, which you can then paste into your DAW, or you have the option to save all of the stems in the folder. So I'll click Save Stems to Folder, and I'll go to my desktop, and on my desktop I have a folder called Super Hot Fire Mashup. I'll click Save, and as you can see, it saves those 3 separations in this folder. So now I'm going to go over to Export with Kendrick Lamar, and as you can see, I can do the same exact thing, save stems to folder. But with this one, as you look, you can see that we have another option here. So in order to facilitate this mashup, it had to lower the BPM to 130 BPM. Now I can opt to export at the original BPM, which is 134, or the updated, and I think for this case, I'm going to use the updated just to make my life a little bit easier. So I click Save Stems to Folder, we go back to Super Hot Fire Mashup on my desktop, hit save, and bang, all 3 versions of the track, acapella, instrumental, and the full track are in this folder. Now that was super duper easy, and the reason why it was so easy is because Mixed in Key found a track where the keys match up. But what happens if it finds a track where the keys don't match up? Well, let's look for one. Okay, so we found one, let's hear it. Okay, do you know what? Why don't we just test the mashup and hear how it sounds?
Wanna get with me? There's some things you gotta know. I like my beat fast and my bass down low. Bass down low. Bass down low. I like my beat fast and my bass down low.
Okay, that sounds really good and like something that I could potentially think of making. The reason why it sounds so good though is because Mixed in Key allows you to change the key of a track. Now that's super helpful when it comes to making mashups. You can go up to 6 semitones up or 6 semitones down, and if you don't know what that means, it's okay. If you drag the slider, it will literally tell you the key that you're changing into. So for this one, we'll put it back to 4A. So great, you can change the key in the software, Seth, but if I were to export that instrumental, can I export it in the same key? The answer to that question is yes. You can choose to export in the original key, or you can choose to export in the updated key. For this particular instance, I'm going to choose updated key because I want it to sound really good with that acapella. It also gives me the option to keep the original BPM or the updated BPM, and I'm going to keep the updated BPM because it just makes it a little easier when I put it into the DAW. Next, all I do is hit Save Stems to Folder, go back to Super Hot Fire Mashup, hit Save, and now I have options to use with this acapella. I can use Don't Kill My Vibe or the Blow This Panda Club bootleg, but either way, I can drag all of this into my DAW and work out all of my ideas and figure out the bootleg or mashup that I want to make. So if you want to make sure that you don't forget this particular mashup, all you have to do is click Save Mashup. When you do, it'll save in your favorite mashups folder. And these are some mashups that I've already tried. And here is the mashup that we just made. But here is an older mashup that I tried. So all the mashup ideas that you have, you can save to this favorite mashups folder. So if you're still working or still tinkering or thinking, you don't have to export anything right away and you don't lose the ideas that you come up with. And that is how to make a mashup in Mixed in Key 11 Pro. So why should you use Mixed in Key 11 Pro? Well, whether you're a seasoned veteran or a brand new DJ, this software offers something for you. For a veteran DJ, Mixed in Key 11 Pro will help you curate ideas for mashups or mixes in a fraction of the time that it would normally take you. Because of the ideas, it might help you find tracks that you may have forgotten about or bring to light new tracks that you've never played. For a beginner, this is a great tool to help you develop an ear for mixing. It can easily help a new DJ figure out harmonic mixing, phrasing, and song selection. It's the perfect way to start a beginner on their DJ journey. Mixed in Key 11 Pro costs $99 and it's a one-time fee. They will not rope you into a subscription. You pay for it once and you have it for a lifetime. But viewers, I leave it to you. What is your favorite Pro feature? Leave it in the comments. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. If you found anything valuable in the content, please subscribe to the channel. We have a bunch of videos going over the tech that we use as DJs with a lot more coming down the pipeline. My name's Seth, aka DJ Seth V. This is DJ Tech Tips. Thank you for watching, and we out!